Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the G Shock Watcher channel. My name is Matthew Hardman. Thank you so much for choosing to share some of your personal time with me today. On today's episode, I am going to be doing a buy hunt, and I'm going to be looking at 3 interesting watches from the category of under $100 and 3 interesting watches under the category of under $200. So we're looking at 6 interesting watches that I've found recently. I did want to do a video on something else. However, technical challenges actually impacted me. I wanted to talk about this. This was a paracord bracelet, which I ordered off Shopee. However, I did try and put this onto this watch, which was our GW6900. That didn't necessarily work because of lug width. I saw that this one was a 20 millimeter lug width, which is the GX56, but also had challenges as well. And the challenges I found is that the ends of these paracord straps are fairly chunky. So I'm going to put that project on hold because I've ordered some adapters to try and give me a greater lug width by adapting the 16 millimeter to a 22 millimeter connection, and we'll see if we can attach that. But I still like this. I think it's a very cool addition to a watch, and something that I wanted to do for a long time since seeing it on the terminal list and things like that. Couple quick things. Watch of today is this particular watch. This is my Frogman watch. It is the GWF A1000XC-1A. A really nice Frogman. I love the colors on this one, the orange, the whites, and the blacks. Let me switch over here so you can see it better. This is our watch. This watch I just think looks very, very striking as a Frogman. It is a very, very nice color combination. The combination bracelet of metal and carbon, all the features, carbon core guard, magnetic resistance. If we go down, Bluetooth, multiband 6, tough solar, just a really nice watch overall. I've got sort of a love and hate relationship with this. I find the clasp to be sometimes a little bit clicky, but it is a cool sort of watch overall. So that's the watch which I am wearing today. Right, so before we get started, if you enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe, share with your friends. I really appreciate your feedback, your comments. It's been really exciting to see us grow very quickly recently, and I think it's because we were talking about the MIP LCD displays. That's getting very, very exciting. I'm continuing to watch that one, and hopefully we'll see those come to market soon. Okay, let's get started. The first category of watches we want to look at on Buy, and if you don't know much about Buy, probably I should explain. Buy is a front end to Japanese auction sites. Now, Yahoo Auction exists in Japan. It's still very, very popular as a way to do secondhand item shopping. And what Buy has done is they are essentially a freight forwarder. They have created an interface that sits atop Yahoo Auctions and allows international bidders to be able to bid on auctions in Japan. They will then take delivery of the item, and then they will forward it to you so you can receive it in your country. And I've bought a number of watches on the secondhand market from Japan through the Buy website. And I really like it because the quality tends to be pretty good. The accuracy is pretty good. The shipping is pretty good. Now, that could be because I'm located here in Singapore, which is a very central location. But overall, my experience has been fantastic. So I do enjoy looking on the Buy website because you come across watches which you may not necessarily either have seen before or even known about. And that's what I want to try and do today, is show you some of those watches which are interesting. So we're getting started with the under $100 Singapore category, not US, Singapore, because I'm in Singapore. So mileage may vary based on your preferred transaction currency. So let's get started. We're going to switch over here to our site. And our first watch here is the G Shock Ultimate Force Yellow. Now, this is a watch I had definitely not seen before. If we go and take a look, a very rounded watch. So you can sort of see this very bright yellow with almost like a green inline into the actual resin band itself. it is a very interesting watch. Now, obviously, what is of a concern is this. There's nothing on a display at the moment. Now, if we look at the specs of this particular watch, this watch came out in 2003. And if we have a look at it here, very striking positive display. The 7 segmented digits in there at almost an italic sort of angle. So it's a little bit leaned in. We can see the battery indicator on the top, high, mid, low. We've got the day, we've got seconds, we've got alarm, I'm guessing, down the bottom here. Time, memo, adjust mode, receive, all those different things, right? Everything's kind of there. If we look at the features, water resistance, world time, 30 cities, time zones 29, and then wave scepter, tough solo, auto backlight. This watch came in at $25,000 when it came out. Now, if we look at it here today, it's at 3,600 yen. So I should say before, 25,000 yen to 3,600 yen. Bids 32, 9 hours remaining, everything good from that angle. The concern, as I sort of said, is the fact that there's nothing coming up on the display. Now, the seller has indicated, if we go down a little bit to the bottom, the seller has indicated that it is a functional item. Rest assured, the item is in perfect working order. It's just basically probably been in a box for a long time, so it just needs to be charged, which is what I'm thinking is the case. Once it gets charged up, it might be okay from that angle, because typically what will happen is when you have a tough solar watch, especially a digital one, it will actually turn off the screen for periods to save battery, and then once you sort of give it just a little bit of light, it'll spring back to life. Now, those images, the concern would be you've taken it out the box and still nothing's there. So it could be that the battery needs to be replaced, and that may be what they're indicating is still functioning order. So could be a challenge, but if we look at it, interesting watch. You know, you've got the G on the back, looks like a boxer from that point of view. Everything looks really nice in terms of the watch. The upkeep of this watch is pretty bang on. I mean, even the cardboard is still attached to the watch to indicate what it actually is. I do like the band. The band looks pretty cool. It's got the old G Shock logo on it. And just the positive display of this watch, if it's anything to go by from the image on Shockbase, it's a very cool and very clearly legible watch from that point of view. So, you know, the price of that one from a Singapore dollar point of view, if we go back to it, we're looking at $32 Sing for a watch which came out at 25,000 yen. So this is 3.6, do my math, probably about $240 Sing. So right now, $30 Sing. So a pretty decent watch if it's functional. And I'm tempted to even go and put a bid on it to see what that's like. So that's watch number one. Watch number two, which we're looking at here, is this one. This is a GLX 5600A. It's a G-LIDE watch. And you'll know that the Glide, I'll just say Glide, not G-LIDE, but the Glide watches themselves, they're famous for having the whole tide graph on the top of the actual watch itself. This is a very nice watch. It's got a positive display. Again, it's the band itself which is really striking. So the very green color on this watch, I think it's a really nice combination because the band is sort of like this green, and then the inlay of the face is a lighter green and white. So the color combinations here are very cool. The band itself, it's got some wear and tear overall. There's some interesting patterns on one side. Now, I don't know if that's wear and tear or if that's a design of the watch itself. If we go and have a look at Shockbase, and let's have a look at the full display of the watch itself, there is a pattern down here at the bottom. It's hard to see on the watch on the band, but you can see something along the left-hand side of that watch where that band actually is. So it's potentially part of the design. If we go back and have a look here, it just says color green. It doesn't say it's part of a series, but it's an interesting watch all the same. This one came out at $12,599. they are currently asking for 7,500 yen. So it's about half the price. No bids on this particular watch yet. It does look like it's in working order. So it could be a nice pickup if you're looking for something that's a different kind of color. Typically, well, not typically, a lot of G-Shock watches have lots of colors, but this green is a very, very nice green. So it's something unique that you might want to look at from that point of view. Third watch in the under 100 category, if we go across, I thought this one was fairly striking. It's a red, very, very red G7900A. This is not a tough solar watch. Came out for 12,500 yen. It's currently sitting at 7,250 yen. So again, about half the price. If we go down, water resistance, low temperature resistance, 48 cities, 29 time zones, no tough solar, no sort of Bluetooth or functions. It's very much a battery watch. But again, it is a very striking watch. If we look at some of the features here, it's got the moon graph on the left-hand side. It's got the tide graph on the right-hand side. It's a positive display, very, very legible. The colors are nice, the red, the black, and the white. It's a very, very striking watch, and it seems to be a fairly popular one. 13 bids, 9 hours remaining. If we take a look, it's a standard G-Shock, but I just think the color profile of this one is pretty cool. So under $100, it's not a bad watch if you're looking for something that would look striking on a wrist. Again, reds and greens and all these yellows, all these different colors just really stand out from what you would normally see in terms of blacks and whites and all of those different things. So that's kind of cool. 3 watches under $100 from G-Shock. We've got a variety of different styles. We've got the square digital, we've got the round G-7000, and then we've also got that fairly unique Power Force watch, which is something I haven't seen before, which I might throw on a bid. So those are the 3 under 100s. Let's look at 3 under 200, which I think are interesting as well. Now, this first one here is a digital square. It's a DW5040RX-7JR. So the JR is typically Japan. But what this is a clear see-through watch. It's a 35th anniversary watch. So you can sort of see this, sorry, 40th, I should say. 40th anniversary watch. So it's one of those special releases. I'm going to go over to Shockbase here. This one is the DW5040RX-7. It came out for 26,400 yen. Current price, 14,000 yen. So it's under half price right now. And it is the 40th anniversary clear remix. So nice watch. Screw back. People love screw back. Water resistance. No tough solar. It's just basically a battery. It's got the super illuminator, which should make it very, very clear. And I think that's probably going to be very important because when we look at this, it is tough to read. You can sort of see through the actual screen into the watch itself. And even though it's positive, the fact you can see through it doesn't make it clear. I mean, this is probably as clear as you're going to see it. When we go and look at the watch here, it is tough to see because you've got that dark background on the see-through and then the positive display. And same sort of thing when you look at it on Buyee website, it's not necessarily a watch that you will easily be able to read. However, if it is something you were looking for, which had this nice sort of see-through band, this is a very cool watch. If we look at this and jump through some of the images here, it's in good quality, good nick. You won't be disappointed. Even the plastic is still on the bracelet itself. Let's go back to where that was. Looking at it there, it looks like the plastic is still on the bracelet to protect it. So it really is an unused item. So if you're looking for something that was striking from a digital square point of view that probably is not on everybody's wrist, this is not a bad option to look for. So $139 Sing, not a bad price under $200. As I sort of said, it's half price in terms of when it first came out. So that's kind of cool. Second watch under $200, We were talking before about, I should switch back. We were talking before about this particular watch, the GW, but I found this one, which is the 30th anniversary blue transparent clear 3-eyed DW 6900. So not a GW, it's a DW, so it's not got a tough solar, but it's an interesting looking watch. It's got this nice blue look with a positive display. So very, very clear looking watch, very clean, well maintained by the looks of things. And that nice sort of gel blue band is very cool. Price right now is $140 Sing, or 15,000 yen. When this came out, it was 12,000 yen. So this is actually going up in price. Now, what I will say, going up in price, it's up in price because the seller has put that price up there. So they're expecting that this has gone up in value. You know, we do see some watches where the price comes down, but in this example here, they're putting a price higher because it's been discontinued from that angle. But let's have a look. Water resistance 200 meters, alarms 1. Very basic sort of watch, and if you're buying this one, you're buying it for the looks of the watch. But again, it's a very, very nice watch. Positive display, nice blue sort of gel wristband or bracelet. Again, if you're looking for a different colored watch, something a little bit more striking, you can't go wrong with this one. Nice look, classic design for G-Shock. Might be something you're looking for, and especially if it's discontinued, something you might want to be able to hunt. Last one in the category of under $200 is this particular one. This is a 35th anniversary model, the Big Bang Black. Big Bang Black, that's a interesting term. GW 5035A, unused model. And what we have here is the negative display, and sometimes I'd sort of hit on negative displays a lot. But again, some people love negative displays. Again, I'm looking forward to that MIP LCD display from a negative. Maybe that looks a lot clearer. But this one is in the traditional 7-segment numerical digits on the watch. What I like about this one is this very striking since 1983 on the front of the watch itself. So everything being black and dark, and all of a sudden, bang, out comes this since 1983 on the front. It's pretty cool from that angle. And if we look through the actual images of the watch here, you can see it's fairly clean. It's looking pretty good. There's still plastic on the actual clasp. What do you, band bracelet holder? I'm not sure what you'd call it. So when they sort of say it hasn't been used, it does look like it really hasn't been used at all. So this is a watch that is in top quality from that angle. Price that they're going for here, 19,550 yen. This came out at 44,000 yen. So just under half price right now. So a 2017 release. It's got diamond-like coating, screw back, water resistance, multi-band 6, tough solar. If you were looking for a very, very cool digital square that has all the features packed into it, with a negative display, with that sort of dark look about it, but that little striking date on it, this is actually a pretty cool watch at half the price of what it came out. And you see how many bids, 25 bids so far, 1 day going. So I would imagine that while the price right now for this watch is still under half of what it was when it came to retail, as we get closer to the end of the bids, it will probably go and jump up in price. So again, just a nice watch to look out for from that point of view. So there we have it. 3 watches under 100 that were very, very striking colors. If we go through and have a quick look again. So we've got that Ultimate Force, the yellow one, questionable functionality. Hopefully it actually works. We've got the G-LIDE, the green one, which is very, very nice. We have the red G7000. I think it's a G7. What I say is G7900. Sometimes it's tough to remember the model. So we've got a yellow, a red, and a green. And in our 200 category, we've got the clear see-through. We've got the blue sort of gel DW6900. And then we have the Big Bang Black. Big Bang Black. I have to remember that one. So 3 great watches from each of those different categories. Last one as a bonus. We talked previously about the Casio ring watches that they were coming out. There is also a Casio ring watch on the Bai website, looking at $285 for this gold Casio ring watch. Now, I'm not sure what the prices are when they came out, but that is pretty pricey for a standard Casio ring watch. And I'm still not convinced I want to go and buy one, because I just kind of feel that it would be very, very uncomfortable. I don't typically wear rings. Normally I have a health ring, which is from an Indian company, and that sort of sometimes gets in the way of different things. This with a watch, I still think would be fairly uncomfortable. I'm actually looking forward more to those G Shock Nanos, which is something you can actually hook onto a bag or something like that from a fashion point of view. So I think that would be a lot more fun. But if you're in the market for a gold Casio ring watch, there is one here as well. Anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing the time, especially if you've gotten to the end of the video. I'll post all the links to these watches. Again, I'm not encouraging you to rush in and bid. You should always make your own assessments of what's actually going on. But the fun in G-Shock is obviously all these different designs and different colors, different experiences. So I hope you enjoy the opportunity to collect some of these awesome G-Shock watches. With that, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for sharing your time with me today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.